think both sides have been at pains to try to convey that this trip has a special quality to it. They have been talking in terms of this being a golden era in UK-China relations. They've been talking about large numbers of deals that will be signed, and there's a great deal of pomp and ceremony associated with this. So I think that the UK certainly is seeing this as an important moment in its relationship with China. And it's interesting that the Chinese president has decided to make the UK the only country he will visit on this trip to Europe.
Rosemary, let me get your sense. What are the expectation levels from each side? I mean, Prime Minister David Cameron, what does he hope to achieve with this visit? What does President Xi hope to accomplish?
Well, they obviously want to make good on this rhetoric to some degree. I mean, our Chancellor, George Osborne, talked about the UK as being China's best friend in Europe. That's what he wants to achieve in terms of the relationship in the coming years. In terms of the practicalities, UK businesses obviously are hoping to participate in China's Silk Road projects, roads, railways, pipelines and so on. They're also hoping, obviously, to increase their export levels generally to China. On the other side of the equation, the Chinese, with a slowing economy, Chinese businesses are looking for new investment opportunities, new outlets for their manufacturing prowess and so on. The expectation is that a large number of deals will be signed on this particular trip, and this will involve Chinese investment in UK infrastructure projects of various kinds, roads, railways, and particularly significant the nuclear power stations. So commercial activities are at the centre of this particular visit.
Let me ask you to frame the differences in this state visit versus the recent state visit to the United States. How are these different?
I mean, of course, there were the economic dimensions that were prominent in that US-China state visit. President Xi began his journey in Seattle, as we know, talking to CEOs of major companies and so on. Part of the negotiations were about the bilateral investment treaty between the two parties. But there was a lot more on the agenda, a lot more that was made clear that is very important to the future advancement of the US-China relationship. For example, topics such as cybersecurity and cybercrime, issues to do with maritime sovereignty disputes in the South China Sea, different interpretations of freedom of navigation in that part of the world. Climate change was very prominent in the discussion, and so on. So the agenda seemed to me to be much broader. Predominantly, this is about commercial ties between the two countries.